Hello Brian, we've got the transmission out of your 2002 Dodge pickup. This is what it looks like when it's all apart, and I'll go over some things we found on the inside with you, and Eric or Amanda will contact you with the cost estimates. So we'll start with the pan. You can see in the pan there's a lot of this material here. It's really a gray powder. That's probably why the oil was so black. There's supposed to be a magnet inside here. I don't see a magnet, but that's far too much material that's inside there. That material has come from the rear planetary. So if you look at this surface on the planet, you can see how rough this is and how there's a bunch of material that's missing. This should be flat, and there's a washer. So this washer would go against that surface there, and then this goes inside of this gear, and it's worn a lip here from the washer wearing into the planet. So this is actually inset. It shouldn't be. This should all be flat. So what's happened is a lot of this aluminum is missing, and that's going to be what we're seeing in the pan. When that happens, you can see this is the washer that goes on the front. So this washer is going to go on this side of there. But you can see the damage to the washer. We're going to have thrust damage to this washer as well. And you can see how this piece here has been rubbing on this drum here as well. So it's all got to do with a whole bunch of material missing here. So now this is allowed to sit down too far, and this sits down too far, and then contacts there when there would have been a gap previous to that. So this is our overdrive direct clutch. It's actually not burnt. It looks fine. You can see the steel plate is a nice uniform color, and the friction plate is uniform as well. This is our rear clutch. It comes on for all the forward gears. Same thing. It looks fine. We've got uniform color on the steel, and this is a dark green lining. It's hard to tell, but that clutch surface looks fine. There looks like some brindling on the bearings here in the overdrive section. There's lines that go kind of like that. They're not supposed to be there, so we'll have to address that. This is our low reverse band. Very slight discoloration where you can see it's a darker brown. On the one edge it's a light brown, then it gets a little bit darker, so a little bit of slippage there. This is our overdrive clutch here. Another dark green lining, but no slippage there. The frictions and the steels are a uniform color. The band that comes on for second gear, you can see pieces are missing here. So the band itself is worn out. It's paper thin, and we're down to the rivets. As soon as those rivets contact the drum, that wrecks the drum. And this is the drum that band goes on, and you can see how the surface is okay right now, but wouldn't have been too much longer, and that surface would have been bad as well. And when we look at the front clutch pack, you can see the clutches are burned. You can see the severe heat checking on this plate. If you look at this side of the clutch, you can see how it's blackened. So this clutch that comes on for third and reverse, it's been slipping. When we look at the valve body, so here's our valve body. This is going to be our governor solenoid here. This is the pressure transducer. They are prone to having problems, so we always replace the governor solenoid. The solenoid we use is an updated one. If we're doing a recondition, there are some other valves in the valve body that we change as well. And the valves would be, this is the manual valve, so that valve would be changed. The pressure regulator valve here would be changed, and the solenoid switch valve here would be changed with some updated designs. This ball inside the bore there, the bore here wears out, and then the ball ends up having play this way back and forth. So if I rotate this, you can see some play where the ball is. That's really not supposed to be there, so we're going to want to put a bullet here, which is actually, instead of a round ball, it goes all the way back here to an armor portion. It's really important that we hold this manual valve in the right position, so that's something that we'll end up doing as well. The pump itself, so this is going to be the pump, and these are the gears. It looks okay. We have to clean it and measure the clearances, but right now it looks to be okay. Generally, we're going to put all new gasket and seals in there, so all of the rubber components gets changed. But now you kind of see what's happened on yours. If we look back here, the big thing is that the big wear on the planet, that's from thrust. So that's going to be what has caused everything. The washers, because things are got too much clearance, these are supposed to be bent down, and they actually will be located into these notches here. So the washer's supposed to have ends that are bent like that, and they're flattened out because what happens is when you have too much clearance there, this kind of pops out of its groove, rotates like that, and then when it gets pushed back down, these ends flatten out, and that's what's happened here. So all the damage really looks like it's centered around the gear train. As I said, Eric, our manager, will contact you with cost estimates, and we'll go from there. Thanks.